Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 18, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on July 1st, 1975, in Denver, Colorado.
Prayaschittani chirnani narayana parangmukham na nishpanti rajendra surakumbham vibhapaya. Vibhapaga. So, here is one significant word, surakumbham. Everything is washed very nicely. If you go to the river, you can wash very nicely. But just see how much infectious is liquor, that any pot or any bottle which was filled up with liquor, they cannot be purified. This is Vedic civilization. How much condemned is liquor? Because a pot was filled up with liquor, you cannot use it for any other purpose, it is lost. Even if you wash it very nice, no, it will not be finished. Similarly, there are many processes of purification. They cannot be as useful as Bhagavad Bhakti. Bhagavad Bhakti is so nice that Krishna says that you surrender to me, sarva dharman parityajya, and immediately you become immune from all reaction of sinful life. Immediately. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekang saranam bhaja aham tva sarva papi bhamokkhasya. Bhagavad Bhakti is so strong. In many places it is stated in the Shastra, dharmasyanusthita pungsang vishakshena kathas jat nutpadayadarating jadi samayevi kevalam. So, there are different varieties of religious system, but if you execute your particular type of religious system very perfectly, but the result, if you do not become attached to Krishna, your love for Krishna is not awakened, then simply by performing such ritualistic ceremony or rules and regulation of your religious system, if you do not develop yourself to love God, then it is all useless waste of time. There is no meaning. That is the test. How to advance in loving service of the Lord. That is, then you are religious, you are philosopher, you are great man, you are everything. Otherwise, if you do not awaken your dormant love for Krishna or God, then all such labor is useless. Samaya vaikiva. Dharmasyanusthita pungsang vishakshena kathasujya nutpadayadit. By performing religious ceremonies or following the religious principle, the test is how one has become advanced in the loving service of the Lord. This is it. And the example is very strong, that surakumbham vibhapaga. Surakumbham, the pot which contains liquor, it cannot be purified. That was it is so strictly prohibited, or liquor. So, Sakit Manak Krishna Padar Vindayo Nivesita Tad Gunaragi Jairiha Nati Jamanga Pasa Bhritasta Tadavatan Sapni Pipassanti Ichinna Niskita. Therefore Rupa Goswami has recommended that somehow or other you become Krishna conscious. Jena tena prakarena Manak Krishna Nivesa, that is the recommendation of Rupa Goswami. Somehow or other you engage your mind in Krishna. Then your life will be successful. Somehow or other. Do anything, but you remember Krishna. That is instruction in Bhagavad Gita also. Jiddhasya mam anusmara. You fight at the same time, you remember me. How it is possible? I am busy and I have to remember Krishna. Sometimes this argument is put forward. But that argument is not strong. Rupa Goswami has given a very nice example that a woman, if she is attached to some man and she has a fixed up time to meet the man at some place or at some hour, so she may be engaged in household affairs very busily, but she is expecting when that hour will come. This is very factual example. The mind is there when that meeting will take place. Similarly, you can remember Krishna. It is a crude example, but it is possible that you be busy in so many ways, but at the same time you can remember Krishna. That is what? That is Krishna consciousness. We have no objection, you do business, you do this, you do that. But if you can always remember Krishna, then your life is successful. It doesn't matter. Jena tena prakarena manak Krishna nivesa. And if you remember always Krishna, that means you are becoming purified. You are purified immediately. So, that is required. Prayaschitta and other things, they may be temporary. That is, we are discussing this point. The real point is that Narayana Parangamukham, without thinking of Narayana or Krishna or Vishnu, no other method will be able to purify. There are many places. Vitaraga Bhayakroda, Manvana. What is that verse? Vitaraga Bhayakroda, Mamupasita. The simple process to become purified. And that simple process is this chant. Chanting Hare Krishna, this name Krishna is reminding me I must hear and I must chant with the tongue. Then you keep yourself always in Krishna consciousness. Our method is very simple. It doesn't require much education or to become rich or become beautiful or become to take birth in high family. No. In any condition. If you want to chant Hare Krishna mantra, there is no impediment in the world. You can, walking on the street, you can chant Hare Krishna. That will keep you purified. No other method. This is the purport of this verse. Prayaschittani chinnani narayana parangamukha nanishpanti rajendra surakumbam vivapayam. So, this purificatory process, bhakti means purificatory process, we are impure. Because we are impure, therefore we are undergoing so many tribulations, so many miserable conditions of life. Otherwise we are spirit soul, Anandamaya Bhyasa. Our position is Anandamaya. Anandamaya, this is the Vedanta Sutra say. Anandamaya, by nature, spirit soul is Anandamaya, always full of joy. You see Krishna? Krishna is full of joy. Always you see pictures of Krishna. Either he is playing with the cowhorse boy, or either he is killing some demon, he is laughing very sportively, he is killing. And what to speak of with the gopis and Radharani. Because he is Satchidananda Vigraha, always full of happiness and bliss. And we are also part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore our position is the same, maybe in a small scale. The position is the same. Anandamaya Bhyasat, Anandamaya. So why we should be morose? Why we should be unhappy? Because we are now at the present moment covered with the sinful reaction of our life. So if we purify ourselves, tapasa brahmacharjena, we have already discussed, or that we will discuss later. The human life is meant for that. Purify. Don't keep yourself unclean. Purify. Then you regain your original spiritual life. That is the only business. But unfortunately, we are not interested in purifying, but we are interested to be more implicated by being impure. A diseased man, if he is to be cured, he must follow the rules and regulations as prescribed by the physician. And if he does not follow the rules and regulations, whatever he likes he does, then the disease will increase. Disease will increase. We shall be careful to follow the rules and regulations. And another complaint I was hearing, that we are not taking prasadam, especially the grihasthas. No, that is not good. You should take prasadam. Krishna vara dayamaya karibare jivha jaya sab prasad anna dilo bhai. Sei prasad anna pao Radha Krishna guna gao. Premi dakho chaitanya. Krishna vara, our tongue is the greatest enemy. Tar madhye jivhavati lobhamaya sudhunvati. The tongue is the greatest enemy. And if you can control the tongue, then you can control all the senses. Otherwise tongue will dictate, give me this kind of food, give me this kind of food. And if you don't take prasadam in the temple, then our tongue will dictate, now you can prepare some nice food, let us take it. That will not help us in our Krishna consciousness. Whatever Krishna Varadayamaya Karivari Jiva. Krishna Prasad means to control the tongue. Our main enemy is the tongue. In another place it is said, Sevanmukhi jivhado sameva spuratad. God realization becomes by keeping the tongue engaged in the service of the Lord. Sevanmukhi jivhado. The tongue has to be first of all engaged, not the hands and legs. So I have to serve Krishna, so yes, I am ready, I am expanding my hands, I am going there. But Shastra says, no, not your hands and legs, but your tongue. This is one. First of all, engage your tongue. This is explanation. How can I serve with tongue? If I have to serve, I have got my hands and legs, my eyes and hands. No, Shastra says, tongue. This is very peculiar. Sevanmukhi jivhado sameva spurattada. If you engage your tongue, then how to engage my tongue? What is the business of my tongue? Two business only, to taste or eat and chant. Chant Hare Krishna with tongue and take Krishna prasadam. You'll conquer Krishna. This is the program. Sevanmukhe hi jivbhado. So if you do not control your tongue, if you feel inconvenient in taking prasadam, that means you are not making progress. This is the formula. Sevanmukhe hi jivbhado sameva sura. So in our other branches, all the devotees, they take together prasadam. That is nice. Why one should be not liking to take prasadam in the temple? What is the fault? No, this is not good. Everyone should take prasadam. You see, still, if you go to Jagannath Puri, even outsiders who go there, they do not go strictly. They do not. They purchase prasadam. And if you go there, 1,000 men, because their pilgrims are coming, there is no. You get immediately ready prasadam, purchase from the Jagannath Puri still. And there is no such thing as infection. I am taking your prasadam, remnants, whatever is left I am taking. Even if you are outcast, if you are not Brahmin, still there is. Because prasad is transcendent. It is not a material thing. So one must have faith that it is not material. It cannot be infected by any material things. In this way, prasad should be taken. It is called prasada seva, not prasad enjoyment. Seva means giving service. Prasad is as good as Krishna. Therefore prasad should be respected as good as Krishna. As soon as one gets prasadam, immediately he touches on the head. Because it is Krishna, absolute. In this way, we have to be trained up, as it is prescribed in the Shastras. So, those who are attached to Krishna consciousness movement and those who are attached in the service, they should take prasadam, first class prasadam. Everyone likes the taste of the prasadam. I used to go in my household life to take prasadam in the temples and pay them. I used to do that. I used to go, especially in Srirampur, there are two temples, one of Jagannath and one of Radha Vallabh. So, it was very nice. On Sunday I used to go to take prasadam. So you should be habituated to prasadam as far as possible. Unless you are very sick, you cannot take, that is different. Otherwise you should take it. Sevanmukhe jivbhado. Then we will remember Krishna, and that will keep us fit and immune from all infection of material miserable condition. So prayaschittani, because one is not Narayana Parana Mukho and Narayana Parana, this is the opposite. One is Narayana attached to Narayana and one is detached to Narayana. So Narayana detached cannot be purified simply by performing or executing the ritualistic ceremony. That is the verdict of this. Thank you very much.
Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 19, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Recorded on July 2nd, 1975, in Denver, Colorado.
Sakit mana Krishna padara bindayo nibeshitam tad gunaradi jaiviha nati jamang pasa bhritascha tad vatan sapne pipasyanti chinna niskrita. So, this is the profit of Krishna conscious person. Krishna is so attractive that if anyone only once has fully applied his mind in thinking of Krishna and surrendering, then he becomes immediately saved from all miserable condition of this material life. That is our perfection of life. Somehow or other we surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. So here it is stress, sakrit. Sakrit means only once. So if so much profit is there, simply once thinking of Krishna, then we can imagine those who are always engaged in thinking of Krishna by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. What is their position? They are very safe. So much so that it is said, Nati jamang pasa bhitasya tadvata sapne pipasyanti. Sapna means dreaming. Dreaming is false. To see the Jamadutas or the carriers of order of Jamaraj, superintendent of death, to see face to face at the time of death when one very sinful man is dying, he sees the Jamaraj or the motor carriers of Jamaraj. They are very fierce looking. Sometimes the man on the deathbed becomes very much fearful, cries, and save me, save me. This also happened to Ajamin, and that is the story we shall narrate later on. But he was saved for his past activities in Krishna consciousness. He was saved. That story we shall get later on. So, this is the safest position. Otherwise, this material world is full of danger. It is dangerous place. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam. It is a place of miseries. You cannot become happy in a place which is meant for miseries. That we have to understand. Krishna says, the Supreme Personality, Dukkhalayam asasam. This material world is a place of miserable condition. And that also asasata, not permanent. You cannot stay. Even if you make a compromise that, never mind, it is place of misery, I shall make adjustment and I shall stay here. People are so much attached in this material world. I have got practical example, experience. And in 1958 or 57, when I first published this book, Easy Journey to Other Planet, so I met one gentleman. He was very enthusiastic. So we can go to other planet. You are giving such information. And yes. And if you go, you will not come back. No, then I won't go. He said, the whole idea is that we shall go another planet, just like they are making the fun, they are going to moon planet, but they could not stay there, they are coming back. That is scientific advance. And if you go there, why don't you stay there? And I read the newspaper that when the Russian aeronautics went, they were looking down, where is Moscow? So our attachment is so strong that even it is dukkhalayam, just like some hogs, they are living in filthy place and eating stool. And if you say that I take you somewhere else, good place, then they will not go there. This happened, it is stated in the Bhagavad that once the king of heaven, he was cursed to become hog, and he was living among the hog society, and when Lord Brahma came to call him back, that Mr. Chatan Sachi, for your bad behavior you became hog, now come back to heaven. So he refused. No, I have got so much responsibility. I cannot go. This is material, it is called Maya, illusion. Even you are in the most abominable condition of life, we will feel, now you are very happy. So, that is our position. We do not want to leave this place. Therefore we create nationalism, communism, thisism, thatism, because we want to stay here permanently. But unfortunately, nobody will be allowed to stay, even if we want to stay. That is the miserable condition of material. Dukkhalam asasam. So we have to leave this place. And when we leave, then according to our proportion of sinful or pious activities, we get next body. So those who are very, very sinful, they go to the hellish condition of life, the planets, they are down this universe. There is the kingdom of Pluto or Dhamaraj, and he comes at the time of death, and the sinful man is very, very fearful, odd looking, and they come to take. So here it is said that one who has once surrendered to Krishna, for them there is no such fear. Even in dream they will not see the order carriers of Dhamaraj and Dhamaraj. So, the Krishna consciousness movement is giving this benefit to the human society. It is very easy, not difficult, without any condition. You simply chant and remember Krishna. It is not at all difficult. Everyone can hear you are seeing the deity of Krishna. So, while chanting, if you remember this deity, is it very difficult? We are opening these centers, giving this education, and from Shastras, all information we are giving. So you take advantage of it. Don't spoil life. Labdha sudurladamidam bahusambhavanti. This human form of life is obtained after many, many millions of years. We have to come through the evolutionary process from aquatics to plants, trees, insects, serpents, birds, beasts. In this way we have come to this human form of life, and in this life we can hear about Krishna, think about Krishna, see Krishna's deity, so many opportunities. And if you take this opportunity, be accustomed to think of Krishna. When you speak of Krishna, means God. Krishna is the God, Supreme. Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So Krishna has very kindly agreed to come to your city, Denver city, this temple. Take advantage of it. Come daily, see Krishna, think of Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, take Krishna's prasadam, and be happy. This is our movement. We want to see that everyone is happy. That is the Vedic mission. Sarve sukhina bhavantu. This is human life. Human life means paropakar. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. To do others something auspicious. That is human life. The animal life means for my good, I do harm to many others. That is animal life. So this is not life, the human life, that for our sense gratification we are killing so many animals, we are doing so many mischievous things, we are cheating others. We can do that. But we are becoming more and more implicated. At the time of death, the Jamaraj will come and take us to the hellish condition. Therefore, foolish people, they want to forget that there is next life. No, there is next life. We are discussing every day. Next life is there. We are every moment getting a different body. This is the scientific study. I do not know why they cannot understand. This is biology. Biology means we are every moment we are getting a new body. This is biology. So we have to give up this body and we have to accept another body. So labor or work for such body which will no more be material body. This is intelligence. Madhyajino pijanti ma. Next body means as we are acting according to the resultant action of our activities, we get next body. Karmana daivanetrena jantar deho upapatti. How you get next life? In this life, you are acting in a certain way, and by nature we shall get a similar body. Nature's law is so perfect that the law, just like infection, I have several times explained, you infect some disease, the disease will come out. Not that somebody will come to avoid you the disease. By nature's way it will come out. If you say that somebody will come, no. The nature's law is so perfect. It's like if you touch fire, immediately it will burn. Not that you have to wait. Similarly, nature's law. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Patite kiramanani gunai karmani sarvas. As you are associating with different modes of material nature, you are creating your future. So, there is future life. You should take it. You try to understand it, it is not very difficult, but by the modern education we have become so dull-headed, we cannot understand the simple truth that we have to change this body. Bhasansi vinnani yathavya. So, this is a fact. Take it. So, we must have the next life, at least without any danger. not to go to the Hades planet. At least remain in this planet. That we can do. Janti bhutani bhuti ja. If you want to stick to this planet or this world, that also you can get the facility. And if you want to go to the higher planet, that also you can get. And if you go to the Hades planet, that also, the possibility is there. And if you want to go to Krishna, that possibility is also. Janti mad jajino pima. So we are creating a situation by our activities or next life. This is the fact. So why not work for going back to Krishna? This is intelligence. What is the benefit of going to Krishna? Jadagatyana nivartanti tadbhava. You won't have to again come back and accept this material body. So, if we go on with this habit, Krishna consciousness, then our position is very secure, and keep yourself in that secure position rigidly, then your life is successful. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, Text number 20, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on July 4th, 1975, in Chicago.
Atra cha udaharantim imam itihasam puradanam dutanam Vishnu jamayo samvadastam nibodame. So here is one example is given, itihas. Itihas means history. The Vedic system of itihas, it is not the modern history. Modern itihas means some incidents which took place long, long ago, and such incidents is very beneficial to hear so that we can follow. That is called itihas. It is not chronological record of all incidences, only important things. Puratan. Puratan means old and important. So Sukadeva Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj how important is Krishna consciousness. Now he is giving one incident of history. Example is better than precept. How Hojamel was saved simply by chanting once, not once, many times, Narayan. That is the itihas, Puratan. In the Vedic literature there are itihases, or histories. There is like Mahabharata. Mahabharata is the history. Bharat means India, and Maha means greater. Greater India. Just like modern age they use greater Britain, greater this, so many. Same thing, Mahabharata means greater, Maha means great, and Bharat means India. The history of greater India. Although India is very small now in comparison to, although it is called subcontinent, still in comparison to your America or Africa, it is very small. But formally it was not so small. Greater India means India outside also. And so far we collect records from the Mahabharata, part of Europe also India. up to Greece and Rome. Therefore it is called Mahabharata. And when there was the battle of Kurukshetra, all kings and rulers from different parts of the world, they joined, either this party or that party. The Kaurava, the dynasty of the Kurus, they were ruling all over the world. The capital was Hastinapur, which is now known as New Delhi. It is very old. And the emperor, up to Maharaj Parikshit, they were ruling all over the world. There was one flag, not many flags. Therefore it is called Mahabharata. So, Mahabharata, the battle of Kurukshetra was executed by two sections of brothers of the same family. It was the one empire, one king, but Dhritarashtra and his younger brother, they are two brothers. So Dhritarashtra being blind, he was not qualified to occupy the throne. So his younger brother, Pandu, he was given the throne, and Pandu died untimely, keeping his children, these 5 brothers, Pandavas, because they were son of Pandu, they are known as Pandavas. So Pandu also belonged to the Kuru family, and Dhritarashtra's son also belonged to the Kuru family. Actually they are Kauravas. But when there was fight between the 2 brothers' sons, one party was known as Kaurava and the other party was known as Pandava. Therefore Dhritarashtra says in the Bhagavad Gita beginning, Mamaka Pandavaschaiva. Mamaka means my sons. And because both of them are Kurus, now they are divided. Mamaka, my sons, and Pandavas, the Pandu's sons. King of Kurupala, Sanjaya. And this Kurukshetra is Dharmakhetra. Not because the fight was there and Krishna was on the battlefield, therefore it is called Dharmakhetra. Sometimes it is interpreted like that. But actually Kurukshetra was Dharmakhetra since very, very long time. In the Vedas it is stated, Kurukhetri Dharmamachare. If one wants to execute ritualistic ceremony, he should go to Kurukshetra. And it is the system still now in India. If there is some disagreement or quarrel between 2 parties, so still they would go to the temple. Temple is Dharmakhetra. So that one may not dare to speak lie in front of the deity. This is still going on. If one is very low in mentality, still if he is challenged that you are talking this false, now speak before the deity. He will hesitate. No. This is India still. You cannot speak lies before the deity. That is offense. Don't consider the deity is a marble statue. No. Sarang Bhagavan. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As soon as he saw Jagannath deity, he immediately felt, oh, here is my love. Not like us. Here is some statue. No. It is the question of appreciation. So you appreciate or not appreciate. The deity is the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally. We should all accept. So we shall be very careful before the deity not to commit offense in serving him and offering him prasadam and dressing him. We should always think, here is personally Krishna. He is personally. But due to our lack of knowledge, we cannot understand. So, everything in the Shastra we should follow. This is called Brahminical culture. This Krishna consciousness movement means Brahminical culture. The cultural exhibition of the first-class men. First-class men. The Brahmana is to be understood as the first-class man within the human society. Therefore Krishna said, Chaturvarnam maya system gunakarma vibhag. Itihas. History. History means to understand the activities of the first-class man. That is history. To pick up the most important incidences. Therefore the example is given here that udaharanti imam itihasam purat. Because it is a first-class incident. Otherwise, if you record the history of the whole period, where we will read that and will appreciate that and where we will keep that. Daily so many things are happening. Therefore, according to Vedic system, the only important incidences are recorded in the history. Therefore, it is called Purana. Purana means old history. Puratanam. Puratanam means very, very old. That I recorded. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is the collection of very old history, historical history. Itihasa Purana. Saram samudritya. Saram means essence. Not that all nonsense records have to be taken. No. Saram. Only the important essence. That has to be recorded. This is called Indian history. Mahabharata. Maha means greater India. Greater India. There are so many incidences were there. But the most important incident, the battle of Kurukshetra, is there. Not that all the battles should be recorded. So long the human history is there must be war. We cannot avoid it. And because it is material world, disagreement, misunderstanding must be there. You cannot avoid it. Because everyone is not of the same standard. That is not possible. Somebody is in the lower standard, somebody is in the middle standard, and somebody in the high standard. That is division. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. You cannot avoid. So out of these three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the ignorance and passion are base quality. And goodness is first-class quality. So the human life means we are born either in the base qualities. Nobody is born in the first-class quality. One who is born in this material world, maybe somebody has taken his birth in the mode of goodness, but very rare. But mostly they are born in the base qualities, ignorance and passion. But the Shastras are there. Anyone can be raised to the first class quality by training. That is human civilization. Janmana jayate shudra sanskarat bhavid dvija vedupathat bhavid vipra brahma janati iti brahman. This is the process. When you take your birth, that birth is not significant. A Shudra, fourth class man. Everyone is born fourth class man. So if you keep them fourth class and degrade them into fifth class, sixth class, then how there will be peace? How there will be peace? Therefore, in your country, in America, they are now perplexed, crying why and what to do. Because you kept them fourth class and they are going down to the fifth class, sixth class, how you can expect peace? It is not possible. If you do not elevate them, he is already born Shudra. Janmana jayate Shudra. Now you have to reform him. Sanskara. Sanskar means reforming. You are born Shudra, you are inclined to do something, so many things, intoxication, illicit sex, and drinking, and gambling, and meat eating. These are all Shudra qualities, or less than that. Shudras also, they abide by the Vedic orders. Shudras also do not do whimsically whatever he likes. Shudras, they are taken in the Vedic society because Shudras also, they are last class, fourth class. They are eager to follow the orders or the orderly things as given by the Brahmanas. Therefore Shudras, up to Shudras, accepted as bona fide classification. And below the Shudras, they are called Chandalas. Chandalas, fifth grade. They are also mentioned. Kirata, Hunan, Pulinda, Pukkasa. Everything is analyzed. The human civilization should be to raise the fourth class man to the first class man. That is human. But there is no idea who is first class man. Everyone is a drunkard, everyone is illicit sex hunter, and everyone is gambler, and everyone is meat eater. Where is first class man? There is no first class man. All fourth class men. And they are being taught simply how to manufacture big skyscraper, and every year new model of car. Is that civilization? That is not civilization. You may be advanced in technology. So, technology means technician. Suppose a man knows how to work in electricity, so many things. Does it mean he is a learned man? No. Learned first class man, that is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Samo, damo, satyam, suci, titikya, arjavam, jnanam, vijnanam, artikam, brahma karma sabhavaya. These are the first class. There is nothing mentioned that an electrician or a motor mechanics and so you are misled. Therefore you are facing this crisis. The crimes and why and what to do. So unless you take to Krishna consciousness, how to create first class man, you are doomed. You must know this. Therefore, those who have taken to Krishna consciousness, it is my request, you help your countrymen. How to become, at least there must be a section of men, first class, so that people will see. They are appreciating. I know that. When I was going from Los Angeles to Hawaii, one priest in plain dress came to see me. He came to, Swamiji, can I speak with him? Yes, come in. See, his first question was that how your disciples look so bright. They are appreciating that here is a first class man. So I replied, the process is so nice. Face is the index of mind. If you become purified within, then your faces will be bright. If you dirty within this heart, how you can be bright? No, that's not possible. Face is the index of mind. So this Hare Krishna mantra means to purify inside. Purify inside. Cheta darpana marjanam, bhava mahadavagni nitpapanam. So, of course, we are trying our best. Now, you American boys and girls, try to understand more and more and help your countrymen how to become first-class men. That I have requested every time, that from material point of view, you are already first class, because you are not poverty-stricken. You have got enough, everything. But in spite of materially first class, bigger or stronger than other nations, because there is no training, spiritual, therefore there is crime. Therefore there is crime. And it is very difficult to solve. So this is the problem. I am talking since yesterday, as soon as I saw the Times magazine, the heading, crime, why and what to do. Yes, this is a problem. This is a problem. But the solution is here. Krishna consciousness. Solution is and it is very easy to become first-class man. You know by practical experience. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That's all. It is not difficult. Anyone, even a child can do it. So increase this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and give them nice prasadam. So one ajami was delivered by chanting Narayan's name. You can deliver many millions of ajami. The process is the same. The process has not changed. Therefore he is quoting the itihasam atra chodaharanti imam itihasam puratam. It is spiritual. It is not that now the mode has changed. No. What was potent millions of years ago, that is potent still. That is spiritual. It has not changed. Therefore it is said, itihasam puratam. Although it is very old, but the effect is the same. Effect is the same. In the old times, people used to eat and get satisfaction. The same satisfaction is now also. You eat, you feel satisfaction. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. This is the material necessities. So, such necessities were in the old millions of years ago, and those necessities are still there. There is no change, actually. So, this is the process. They are now thinking why there is crime and why and what is the remedy. They are thinking the material way. They are thinking that we have got enough, everything, why there should be crime? But they do not know that unless you make first-class man by training, the fourth-class man will degrade more and more. It's like a child. If you don't send him to school to get education, he will be street boy and degrade more and more. So this is the problem. So how to train first-class man? That method is here, Krishna consciousness movement. And take it seriously, and if you actually love your countrymen, raise them to the standard of first-class man. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 21, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on July 5th, 1975, in Chicago, Illinois.
This is the history. Yesterday we talked itihasa udaharantim. Atra udaharantim imam itihasam puratam. This Kanakubja Kanakubji dija kaschit asit Dashipati Ajanila Namna Nasta Sadacha Dashya Samsagga Duji. This Karnakubja is still there. It is now known as Kanauj, within the division of Kanpur. It is very old city, resided by Brahmins especially. Still in that city, the most inhabitants are Brahmins. Just like Nadia, Navadvip, it was formerly, even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, inhabited by Brahmins, learned scholars. So similarly, in northern India, this place, Kanauj, since very long time, it is a very celebrated place. Now this place is very much famous for manufacturing perfumes, rose water, scented autos, like that. So anyway, it is history. Long ago, there was a Brahmin, Dija. Dija means twice born. First birth by the father and mother. That kind of birth is obtainable by any person, man or animal. As soon as you take birth, there must be father and mother. Without father and mother, there is no question of birth. Therefore, in the human society, they do not take this birth as very important. We are very much proud of becoming American or Indian on account of birth. But according to the Vedic civilization, simply the birth by father and mother is not very important. There must be second birth, Dijo. Di means second, and Jo means birth. So according to the Vedic civilization, a human being must be trained up to become Dija or take his birth second. This is human civilization. Samskarat bhavid dvijo. Janmana jayate Shudra. Simply by ordinary birth, by father and mother, it is Shudra. But the civilization is how a Shudra or less than Shudra can be elevated to the position of a Brahman. That is civilization. So, as I was explaining yesterday, that if you keep people fourth-class men, then that is not advancement of civilization. Attempt should be made how a fourth-class man can be raised to the first-class position by culture and education. So this Ajami, he was trained up by his parents to be a qualified Brahmana. What is that qualified Brahmana? You have heard many times. Sama, Dhamma, Sattam, Saucham, Arjavam, Titiksha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahmakarma Sabha. These qualities should be developed. First of all, Sama. Sama means equilibrium in the mental position. Mind is never disturbed. There are so many causes of the mind being disturbed. When the mind is not disturbed, that is called Sama. Guru napi dukkhena na vicharlate. That is perfection of yoga. Jangalabhya chaparang labhang mannate nadhikam tatha jasmin sthite guru napi dukkhena na vicharlate. This is training. Mind is very flickering. Even 5,000 years ago, when Arjuna was advised by Krishna that you make your restless mind fixed up, he frankly said, Krishna, it is not possible. Chanchala himmana Krishna, pramati balavadhira. I see my mind is always very much agitated, and to control the mind is exactly an attempt to stop the wind. So it is not possible. But actually his mind was fixed up in Krishna. So those who mind have been fixed up at the lotus feet of Krishna, they have conquered. Their mind is fixed up. That is wanted. Sabai manak Krishna padara vindayo vachangsi vaikuntha gunanu gandhana. These are the qualifications of Maharaj Ambarish. He was very responsible emperor, but his mind was fixed up at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is one. So this is Brahminical qualification to practice how to fix up the mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. And that is the perfection of yoga. Yoga means not to show some magical feats, no. Real perfection of yoga means to fix up the mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita you will find the last conclusion of the yoga chapter, 6th chapter. Yoginam api sarvesam madgata antaratmana sadhyavan bhajati yuma samejukta samavata. That was encouraging to Arjuna, because Arjuna thought, then I am useless, I cannot fix up. But his mind was already fixed up. Therefore, Krishna encouraged him, don't be discouraged. Anyone whose mind is already fixed up in me, always, he is the first class, topmost yogi. Therefore, we should be always thinking of Krishna. That is Hare Krishna. If you chant Hare Krishna, that means your mind is fixed up in Krishna. That is the perfection of yoga. So to become a Brahmin, this is the first qualification, to keep the mind fixed up, not being agitated. Sama. And when your mind is fixed up, then your senses will be controlled. If you fix up your mind that I shall simply chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam, no more business, then the senses will be controlled automatically. Tar madhye jiv bhavati lobhamaya sudurmati. So these are the different stages. How to become a Brahmin? Sama, dama. Then sattam, truthful. Truthful means, in one sense, ordinary truthful. But real truthful means to know the absolute truth. Absolute. So that absolute truth, who is absolute truth? Krishna. We are searching after truth. What is the truth? What is the relative truth? But when you come to Krishna, that is absolute. Sarva karana karana. This is truth. Then what is the cause of this truth? This is the niti. So when you come to Krishna, so above him there is no more truth. Krishna has no cause, but he is the cause of it. Sarva karana karana. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi. He has no, people ask generally that everything has cause. What is the cause of Krishna? The answer is Anadi. He has no cause. That is God. Anadi, Adi. He is the cause of everything. Anadi Radi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So, if our mind is fixed up in Krishna, then naturally the senses will be controlled. If we fix up our mind that we shall not do anything, dhirabrata, bhajanti mang dhirabrata, this is determination, that I shall have nothing to do without Krishna, then you are first class yogi. Dijo, Brahman, everything. Everything. So these are the qualifications of not Dija. Dija is primary qualification of becoming a Brahman. Sanskarat bhavadija. By sanskar, by the reformatory process, one is initiated, that is called Dija, Ditya Janma. The spiritual master is the father and the Vedic knowledge is the mother. This is called Dija. Ditya Janma, second birth. So, after being Dija, when the spiritual master sees that he is acquired Sadachar. Sadachar means these four things: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling. Taking bath, thrice, rising early, these are called sadachara. These are Brahminical qualifications. So this Ajamil was very nicely trained up, born of a Brahmin father, and his father trained up. But unfortunately, when he was a young man, he was passing through the road, he saw one Shudra is embracing another Shudrani or prostitute. Now it is very common affair all over the world. A man is embracing, kissing. But this was not allowed in gentleman's society. If the Shudra, the fourth class man, they used to do that. Sometimes, not always. So he was a young man. Naturally, when he saw that a young Shudra is embracing another young girl, Shudrani, and she is not properly dressed, she became attracted. He became attracted. And they were drunk. So in this way, he fell a victim of that prostitution. He liked that prostitute, and later on he remained with her, and he had very good wife, very respectable family, Brahmin, but he forgot everything. Therefore it is said, Nasta Sadachara. He lost all Brahminical qualification. So, you are so much trained up, and still by seeing the sex behavior of a Shudra and Shudrani, he fell down long years ago. Now these things are very common affair. How the young man can be saved? It is very difficult. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given one panacea, chant Hare Krishna. That can save you. Otherwise it is very difficult. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam kalau nastiva. By practicing the tapasya and yoga, nothing will help you. Because the age is very fallen. Especially mentioned, kalau nastiva. Otherwise one cannot. So he lost all sadachara. Karnakubje vijak kaschit. Kaschit means someone. Every Brahman was very elevated. One, somebody, kaschit. And kaschit dasipati. And why he fell down? Because he married one maidservant, prostitute. The prostitute class you will find in the history of India, but they are a class, a low class woman. Otherwise, in gentleman class or higher class, namely the Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya, it is not possible to mix freely. That is not possible. They still, in respectable families, the young girls, they are not allowed to go out, not to mix with any. The first young man is her husband, and the father, mother selects. Then, this is the process. So, prostitution was existent. Now I do not know what is the position, but in the low class, dasiput, maidservant, sweeper, maidservant, one could mix and have the advantage of prostitution in the lower class, not in the higher class. So therefore it is stated that kachit dasipati, not the married wife, but dasipati, a maidservant. And his name was Ajamila. Dasipati Ajamila, namna. So, what was his condition? Nasta sadachara. He lost all the sadachara. Sadachara, these are the sadachara. To rise early in the morning, to take bath, attend Mangalarati, and chant Hare Krishna mantra, read books, Vedic literature, and that prasadam, always some prescribed duty for Krishna consciousness. That is called sadhana. So, Ajami, on account of this association of this prostitute, he lost all good qualities, sadachar, and then he took all available professional for earning money. That will be described next part. Thank you very much.